Hey Queen, this is Ebony. I am a Crown for Success Regional Vice President, RVP. So excited to be here with you today talking about one of my favorite topics. So what is Crown for Success? Crown for Success is a coaching company that motivates and mentors women to reach their highest potential in business and mindset mastery. You can find us on Instagram at Crowned for Success, that's the number 4 on Instagram. So make sure you follow our profile. And today I want to talk to you about self-love, the journey. It's one of my most favorite topics to talk about because it's so vast and it has so many different components. And I think as women, we just skip over these certain parts and we give ourselves certain parts of self-love. And what I've been told and what I understand is that sometimes it might even if someone said it to me, it might be offensive if someone says, hey, you don't love yourself, and we have to be honest with ourselves and we have to admit, I can admit to you that I love my curly hair. I love my curly hair today, but I have dyed it, fried it, cooked it, whatever, to really get to a point where I'm like, listen, I just really love my natural hair. Like, I don't want to do anything to it. I just want it to be curly because it's beautiful. I'm just going to leave it the way it is naturally, but to really be at a place where I'm like, I love my hair. Like, I could scream that to the top of the mountains because that's how much I love my hair. I love my hair so much. I invest in really great products to keep it looking great. And I'm not afraid to admit it because I love it. So self-care is just such an amazing thing, and it really is a journey. And I think, and I've said this before, you should love yourself a little bit more, as you get older, as you grow in wisdom, and as you're using life, in its experiences to soak it up and to really, really learn what self-love is. And, it's giving and receiving love, and definitely holistically, wholesomely, soulfully giving it to yourself. So I have a couple things for you. What is self-love? So if you see me looking to the side, just have to look at my notes just to remember what we're talking about, to get my key points going, because this is such a power-packed talk. I want to get everything out to you because it's so important to understand what self-love is so we can check ourselves. I even check myself to make sure, my meter of self-love is always very high. So what is it? It's investing in yourself relentlessly. So what does that mean? That might be schooling, if that's something that you need to further where you want to go. That could be knowledge, obtaining more knowledge in the field that you want to be in, getting a mentor, getting a coach, your dreams. Like, come on. If self-love isn't telling the world, telling yourself, I'm going to chase my dreams, I'm going to listen to these inklings that I hear, like, that is probably the ultimate form of self-love, because you're seeking to truly align yourself with who you are by making the decisions, the investments and the decisions to get to where you want to go. I would say by far that's probably the ultimate level of self-love that we could give ourselves. So definitely make sure you're giving that to yourself. If you are, just check those things off. What else is it? It's growth, investing in your growth. And how do you see the investment in your growth? You see the results. You might see the results in just yearly changes, just different changes, whether it might be, job pay increases. Maybe you launched your own business and it's been very successful. I know that for me, I knew when I went from getting paid $7 an hour, and this was quick. And the only reason why it was quick was because investing in myself relentlessly as far as pursuing my dreams and telling employers my potential, that's what I did. And I don't care what age I am, you would not have me as some basic entry level anything, because I knew I was super smart. So you see that in getting paid. I was paid, when I first started working jobs, like 7 something an hour. And as a teenager, you're just like, oh, okay, whatever. That's just extra money. I can just do whatever I want with because you don't have any bills and you're just living life, right? And then, going from graduating, high school, making these little $7 an hour, whatever minimum wage was at that time. I worked in a restaurant, so it was like 4 something as a busser. As a teenager, and then found my way living in New York and ended up making $18 at some jobs, $20 at some jobs, certain jobs that included commission. I was like a $25 and upwards as a teenager. I was an 18-year-old. So when you are able, that's a result that you should be able to look in, that you've invested in your growth because you knew your worth. And that's the most amazing thing you can invest in, is your growth. That you're the best tool that you have to conquer this life. And you were meant to conquer this life. You were made to conquer this life. So the more you invest in it, and your overall, really your happy meter, as I'm getting older, I want to be getting happier. I don't want to be getting more stressed. I don't want to be getting more wrinkles. Lord knows I don't need those, and neither do you. You look old. There's all these people that are different ages, and you see, how people can be the same age, and one looks super, super old, and one not look so old. And I know for sure, this is a happy meter. All the older people that I see, one thing that I've noticed about them when they look really young is they smile a whole ton. And the ones that aren't smiling, they look really old. So definitely your overall happy meter shows your investment in your growth, your investment in who you are, your investment in where you want to go. What else do you need to invest in when we're talking about self-love, the journey? Let's talk about investing in self-belief. Let's really talk about that, because investing in your self-belief, what does that mean? It's your confidence. It's the things that boost you up. And if you want to feel more confident, one of the best things you could do is constantly invest in only the things that boost you up. If you are hanging around friends that don't boost you up, that bring you down, that are always pulling from you, that, you're feeding more than they're feeding you. I heard a quote that said, you need to find friends. Stop hanging out with friends that you have to feed. You need to hang out with friends that are feeding you and you can contribute to them. Because those type of friends aren't going to take you to where you want to go. They're thinking, and it's like a weight, and it weighs us down, and it keeps us where we're at. If you have a boyfriend, if you're in a relationship that's weighing you down, anything that's weighing you down, a job that's weighing you down, your dreams, your goals, you dread going into work every day. It's not even along the lines of what you love, and you're just dreading it. These are things that go against who we are, that take us out of alignment with who we are. And we feel it, we know it, we experience it, we're aware of it in our happy meter, going back to investing in our growth in our happy meter. If you have not grown and you're at the same spot, that same unhappy place that you were last year, you know what? Knock, knock. It's time that you open that door and start really investing in these different tools of self-love, because they're what's going to help you catapult your life forward. These are the things that are going to help your life change drastically, because when you're saying, I love me, I want to invest in me, and showing up and being authentically who you are, in the world and to the world, like that's an investment. That takes courage, and I want you to understand that, and I want you to value that, because who you want to be is not going to come to you overnight. But if you invest in yourself constantly, that not so confident person that you are, you'll be so much more confident because you've worked on it and you've invested in it. Come on, what do you know of anything? You can go on Facebook. I saw a series of them when the New Year's was coming in. All these different videos of like different people who couldn't do different things. There was a story about a girl who couldn't do push-ups. She was always being made fun of for being too scrawny. Practiced push-ups for a good 90 days and was like killing it. And that was 90 days. That's 3 months of working on one thing. And imagine a tree. Imagine a tree. The tree is your life, and don't do this in real life, but the tree is your life. And, every step you take to invest in it, your goal is, okay, I got to knock down this tree. I got to live the most fulfilled life because there's all these great things up at the top of the tree that I need to get. And every time that you hit it, you might get tired, take a break, you hit it again, just piece by piece, piece by piece. Eventually that tree is going to fall, and it's going to bear the fruits that you've been investing into it. But if you just you keep hitting it and you keep hitting it, and then you're like, I'm too tired, I'm just going to give up, it's not worth it, and you walk away, you've put in all that work for nothing. And we don't want to do that. We don't want to keep investing in ourselves and giving up on ourselves, and investing in ourselves and giving up on ourselves, because we're really just creating a cycle of being a quitter. And you're not a quitter. You didn't show up to this life, quitter, I don't think that's a word. You didn't show up to this life to be a failure. You didn't show up to this life to not be fulfilled. You didn't show up to this life to not be extraordinary like the people maybe you watch and you look up to. Even you watching this YouTube, if you're watching me and you're feeling less than in any way, it's simply not true. We're all amazing. And if you can put self-love at the priority top of your list, I am telling you, guaranteeing you, your life will change. But I can also guarantee you that if you do nothing, nothing will change. So what else? Definitely keep investing in your self-love with the things that boost you up. Hanging around those amazing friends. If you don't have amazing friends, you need to go out in 2018 and make some amazing friends. Going to different empowerment events, being around people that lift you up, being around a different crowd, being around the different people that you want to be around. Like anything that gives you joy. Maybe it's going to artistic events. Maybe it's traveling. Like these things that light you up help you find your purpose in the process. But when you're stuck in the vibration of doing these things that you don't like, being unhappy, complaining about the things that you don't like, doing the same things over and over again, you don't even create the opportunity for your life to give you what you want. You're not even creating the opportunity to head in the direction of where you need to go to be successful, you know? So you can't complain about it if you're not willing to change it. And I know you can change it, and I know you're sick and tired, but when is that moment that you'll just start even making those little steps towards it? Not even those big grandeur steps. We don't have to make grandeur steps. You need to make tiny, one by one, step by step processes for whatever it is. Because let's talk about my trademark. In order to get a trademark, you have to research it. You have to look it up. You have to see, what you need to do to file it. You need to see how much it costs. You need to see all these different things, but those are little steps towards it, and give yourself enough self-love and enough why and enough, focus and being driven and knowing what you want, that you'll complete it, that you'll follow through with it, that you're not going to give up on yourself because it gets too hard. Dressing up. This is so simple, and 8-9 years ago when I felt like my life had really been set back, there were just a couple things that I did that unknowingly really helped me move forward. And I laugh when I say this because I really used to say this to people all the time, and I really hope you take this advice, because we're so, we feed into our circumstances and we feed into who we are and where we're at. And I want to give you 2 examples. So think of people who don't have good hygiene, and maybe they smell. And I like to have sympathy for this, because what I know is that it's the mindset that has created the situation. It's not, people don't choose to be stinky. At some point, maybe they do. But the mindset that they have is, most people that I've dealt with, not all, but in just some of the programs that I've worked and working with the state with different government-run programs, that mindset doesn't permit them to say, hey, I love myself. I'm going to get up and I'm going to take care of myself. And I'm going to wash myself. And I'm going to smell good because I want to smell good because of me, not because of other people. I'm going to invest in brushing my teeth every day because I really love my teeth. I really love eating. I really want to have my teeth around for a long time, so I'm going to take care of them. These are the thoughts that most of us just have created, these habits of showering every day, brushing our teeth every day, that we take it for granted, and we don't look at others who don't do it with sympathy, and we should, because I know that it's a mindset that's where that comes from. So, dressing up and feeling good about yourself, that was just something that I did. I'm like, listen, as tore up as my life is going to be, which it felt really tore up, like everything in my house was from Craigslist. I had no money. I learned how to be super frugal and just like not spend a lot of money. And just these different things. And what I made sure to do was like, what? Even though I feel like my life is not all together, and even though I had to take a little setback to have a comeback, I'm not going to sit around and feel sorry for myself by dressing down and wearing sweatpants every day and not investing in my looks and how I present myself to the world and how I present myself to myself when I'm looking in the mirror. And I was like, what? I'm going to make sure I'm always dressed really nice, to where people always were like, oh my God, where do you buy your stuff? Where do you shop? I shop at Kmart, and I found everything on the clearance rack because it was from summer, and I kind of just incorporated it, added a little sweater, and this is my outfit. I paid about $9 for the whole outfit, and that's what I did. And I made sure to dress up. So this is simple things that you can do, and not dressing up for attention. Do you dress up because you want attention? Do you feel so insecure and not love yourself enough that you dress up and you bear it all because you want that attention? Consider that. Think about that. But if you dress up because you're really just like not having much on, which that might be your forte, hey, that's all you. That's fine. I like to have my little moments too. But do that. Like, do what makes you happy. Self-care is doing what makes you happy, really in a nutshell. Basic self-care, hair done, nails done, everything did. You deserve it. So whatever it is, your eyebrows, like for me, I like to invest in my different makeups that I love, my different highlighters, spending $30 on them, which might seem crazy, but that makes me happy. Like, you can't knock me for it. There might be something that makes you really happy. Basic self-care. If you're getting your nails done, getting your toes done, maybe your eyelashes, maybe your hair. I said earlier, I like to invest in really great hair care products. I know they're going to make my hair look great. I know they're going to make my hair grow. All those different things. These are basic self-care. Getting great toothpaste that I love. Like, this is self-care. And this is so simple. And it's self-care that makes you happy. It's self-care that makes you happy. And it invigorates you. And it keeps you going. And what else? This is a big one. And this is kind of just threw this in there because I think it's huge. Stop saying yes to everything. Let's say no. And I'm not going to go into it crazily. However, stop being so nice and getting walked over. Like, that's your lesson to learn. That's your lesson to embrace. That's your lesson to own and say, you know what? She's right. I need to stop doing that, and I need to start saying no, because the more I say no and I'm more firm in who I am and what I believe, people will respect me, and I'll get the respect that I deserve. But it's not going to come with you saying yes to everything, because you can become a yes person. Everybody just knows you're going to say yes, and you're going to say yes when you want to say no. And it's another thing that's not going to make you happy, and you need to be happy. So let's keep investing in our self-love and our self-care. What else? A positive mindset. That is an investment, to wake up every day and to not always feel good no matter what you're going through, but to say, you know what? I'm going to choose to have a positive mind state today. I'm going to choose to smile. I'm going to choose to put some effort into this day because it could be my last. Whatever your reasoning, you need to invest in a positive mindset. There's no other way that's going to help you get to where you want to go. Thinking negative obviously proves will never get you there ever, so invest in your positive mindset and going back to, is it family and friends being around, whatever it is, like sometimes maybe you even need to, remove those things, family, friends, or foes, whatever the distractions are that are bringing your mindset down, because you have to create the environment and you have to create your surroundings, and this is more than just your house and where you live. It's who you surround yourself around, the type of things you involve yourself in, your environment at any given moment should add to your positive mindset. What else? Ladies, please, get rid of jealousy, get rid of envy, get rid of looking, at other people and admiring their success without working on your own. It's when you actually work for what you have and you're working on your goals, when you see other women winning, like, you understand and the work that she put into for that. It wasn't given to her. It might look like it because, even for me, I've deleted like 500 posts from last year. But that was work that I put in. I've been doing all these different things. This is work. You might see an end result for some people, but you don't see what happens in their 24-hour day. And it's always 100% going to be a lot of work. So get rid of jealousy, get rid of envy. They're just things that will not help you grow. They actually hinder and block your growth because they're such low vibration feelings, and they're so unnecessary because truthfully, you were divinely created just like that person by the same God. You're just as special. You've been given just enough tools, and maybe sometimes even more to get to where you have to go. And you need to let those things go so that you can really thrive and be happy. And again, those are moods that do not help you reach joy. They do not help you get to where you want to go. So you got to let them go too, because we're talking about self-care, self-love. It's a journey, and you need to embrace it and just try these different things so you can enrich your life, so you can feel change. And a lot of these things don't have to cost a big ton of money. If they do, that's amazing. You know what? You're sending a message to the universe that you're very serious about it, right? Maybe you used to buy dollar shampoos like me back in the day, a dollar shampoo. Then I said, you know what? I'm going to invest in this $25 shampoo because it's amazing. I love it. and I'm worth it. What else? This is last but not least, the ultimate form of self-love. All of these things fit the list, but the ultimate portion of self-love that is just so necessary in the female global empowerment movement is supporting other women. Support your sisters, support women that are putting themselves out there, sharing their stories, because it's really just an opportunity to give you the courage to go out there and do the same. Not to sit and watch and to be jealous or to be envious or figuring out what she does. She does all these previous tips that I've just given you, and she also supports other women. So check your meter. You know, do you support other women? Where are you at on that meter? Do you not support other women because you're jealous of them, or because you, however you feel? I don't know how you feel, but I'm sure the feeling is probably just made up, and it's not worth having, because you should support your sister. You should support other women pursuing their dreams, because it's a round circle. You know, we all just keep supporting each other, and we all put money into each other's pockets. You know, we all help each other grow. We all teach each other what we've learned so we can all do better and truly contribute to this amazing world that we've been given. And women are freaking powerful. So thank you so much for joining me. It has been so amazing talking to you about self-love. I pray that you take some amazing lessons away from this and you start implementing them ASAP. If you need to play it back, I hope you wrote it down so you can check your list off and see what you're doing, see what you're not doing, and just invest more in your self-love, because you will see the results. You will be proud of yourself, and you won't regret any decision that you've made. So please make sure you follow us on Instagram at Crowned for Success. That's the number 4 on Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in, and have a great day.